Hello and welcome. My name is Justin. I'm the owner of Team 53. In this video, we are going to talk about how to advance your license within iRacing. To start out, I've been on iRacing for probably about 12 years, so it's been a long time since I've had to go back and progress through my license. I'm a 7500 I rating on oval side, all A-class licenses throughout all of my license classes. I'm here today kind of to talk to you guys. I get a lot of DMs from people about how do I get out of rookie class? How do I advance out of rookie class? I've been in rookie class for 2 months and I can't seem to get out of rookie class. And there's some really, really easy tips and tricks to get out of rookie class. The first of which, when you're in a rookie class race, stop racing to win. A lot of you guys, I'll go back and I'll watch some of the replay clips, and you're just doing stupid things. You're sending it three wide on lap one, turn one to try and go from seventh to third. You're just doing things that, as a racer, I cannot comprehend trying to do in a real race, let alone, even on a sim race. iRacing is the quote unquote number one motorsports simulator, which means you guys have to treat it as though you're racing in real life. If I tried to make a move like that in real life, I'm going to come back into the pits and I'm going to have half a dozen people at my trailer telling me what an absolute moron I am for trying to make those moves. Stop doing it. You don't need to go three wide on lap one. Half the time in these rookie races, if you guys just sit back and wait 2, 3 laps, half of you are going to wreck anyways. So you're going to go from seventh to second with zero real effort. All you have to do is be able to spot when those wrecks are going to happen. And that's the biggest thing with rookies that you learn is spotting wrecks before they happen. If you can figure that out, you're going to progress super fast. But stop trying to win at lap 1. The other big thing too is stop trying to win it on lap 30. If you're running second in a rookie race and you have zero incidents, your entire mindset needs to shift from I'm trying to win this race to I have zero incidents and this is going to be a great race for my safety rating. Nobody gives out, I mean, iRacing does give you a certificate for your first win. So, if you want to get your first certificate, I'll give you a pass. But beyond that, it doesn't pay anything to win a race. In fact, I would argue that it might actually cost you more trying to go for a win than what it would if you just sat back and relaxed. One of the best pieces of advice that I got very early on in my iRacing career is that you want to think about your I rating and your safety rating as your racing budget, right? Sometimes you're going to win money, so you're going to gain safety rating, you're going to gain I rating. Sometimes you're going to lose money. You're going to get into a wreck. It's going to cost you some money to fix your car in real life. So that's where you lose safety rating, you lose I rating. And when you start thinking about it that way, I think it becomes less of a drive to wreck people for things and that nature. The other big thing too that you have to remember, especially when you're progressing up, is if your mindset is I want to drive X car, whether it's the NASCAR Cup car, which is a Class A license, if it's something on the road side, something on the dirt side. If your mindset is I want to get to this point, everything that you do on track and leading up to that should be to get you to that point. So if your goal is to get to an A-class license, stop wrecking in all of the other things. Don't be aggressive. Be defensive. Now, I'm not saying you have to ride at the back and be 5 seconds off pace and never contend for a win, but your mindset changes, right? Instead of going for a win, you're going to go for your car number. So if you're car number 5 in a race, that means you're the fifth best driver. There's no shame in finishing fifth in those races. If you're the 9 car, there's no shame in finishing ninth. You're supposed to finish ninth. You're the ninth best driver in that race. That's something that I think is incredibly overlooked, right? Is we get on the track and we think we have to win every race. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to win every race. You look at the best drivers on the sim, they're not winning every race. you're not going to win every race, and stop believing and stop thinking that you can, because there are races that, I mean, I'm a 7,500 I rating, been on iRacing for 12 years. There's many races that I know I have zero chance at winning these races. But we still enter them anyways, and we still try and have the most fun. And that's what this is all about. Now, if you've implemented and you're trying and you're trying and you're trying and you can't, or maybe you're just super impatient and you don't care about running official races, there is a second way to do this. So I'm on an account that I use for work. This is a customer sim account that we have at our we had at our retail store at Impel Motorsports. If you are in iRacing, you're looking to do more with sim racing, maybe you have a set of pedals, but it's not very good. Head over to Impel Motorsports. We've got some great entry-level Moza direct drive pedals, Sim Magic direct drive wheels and pedal sets as well, that will really take your iRacing experience to the next level, or your sim racing experience in general. I know a lot of you guys start out with, entry level, we'll call them Logitech wheel and pedal sets, Thrustmaster, kind of the mainstream basic brands. But there are much, much better quality brands out there that, like I myself, I use a Moza R9 sim racing wheel. So it's a great wheel. I've had it for a couple of years. I absolutely love it. Head over to Impel Motorsports. They'll be linked in the description below. They'll get you set up. But if you guys are looking to progress super fast, right, there is an alternative way. The alternative way is to go in and you're going to do what's called time trial. So generally speaking, in race trim, you'll need 1 to 2, maybe 3 or 4 starts, depending on what license class you're trying to get up to progress out of that particular license. You have to do your progression in a car rated for that class. So if you're trying to go from rookie to D class, you got to run rookie cars. That one's easy. If you're trying to go from D class to C class, you got to run them in the D class cars. How do you know what the license levels are for a particular car? Well, if you go in here to your officials, it's going to tell you. I have this like set for classes that I'm eligible for. If you uncheck the eligible, it will tell you Class D, Class C. I'm all ineligible for those on the road course side because we're only a rookie license. But if you go in here and you click on the tags and you check eligible, it's going to tell you the cars that you're eligible for. So that makes it super easy to know. Okay, but again, if you're in a D class or a C class, you're still eligible to run a lower class series. You just can't progress your license to do those. It'll still improve your safety rating. It'll still affect your I rating as long as it says ranked, but it will not impact your ability to progress your license. So the quick way to do this is you click into the race that you want to do, and then you go down here to this Go Racing tab, and you're going to click on Time Trial. This is a super controversial thing within iRacing. There are some people who believe that if you time trial, you're not really learning how to race. This, to me, time trial is like doing autocross. Your goal is to go, or the alleged goal is to go as fast as you can within a 10 lap period, to have the best 10 lap average across the board. I have encouraged people in the past, especially if they've been stuck at rookie level or D class or whatever it might be, to go in and time trial their way out. It requires a minimum usually of 4 time trials in the license class that you're in to be able to progress. So one of the big things that you can do is you can just go in, you can time trial, you run 10 clean laps over 15 minutes, and it'll give you safety rating. You have to know if you're on the short track side in particular, or dirt even, tracks under a half mile, generally speaking, only count for 2 corners if it's a standard 4 corner oval. If it's over a half mile, then generally speaking, it counts for 4 corners. So when you're looking at what race cars or what tracks to safety rating at, if you've got the choice between a car and a track combination that's at a third of a mile track versus a car track combination that's at a 3/4 or a mile long track, take the 3/4 mile because you're going to get double the credit that you would for the shorter race. How do you know how big a track is? You pick any series that you're in, you go into track info, and it's going to tell you configuration length. So this one at Concord would be 2.28 miles. It's a 16 turn road course, which means I'm going to get credit for all 16 corners that I go through. Why is it important to know how many corners there are? iRacing's safety rating algorithm, basically, is a compilation of your last, I think it's 100 corners. It varies based on license class, but 100 is a good reference number. So if you have a set of wrecks that happened, let's say 80 corners ago, and you've got to kind of remember where they are in your head. Nobody ever does. So you just kind of go out and you do your time trials. You're going to gain safety rating. The only goal when you're trying to license progress up for safety rating, like racing, where you're just trying not to get incidents, is don't hit things, don't spin out, don't overdrive the car. Time trials, they don't care if you're going 100 miles an hour or if you're going 225 at Indy in an IndyCar. It doesn't matter. You run it where you're safe so that you can get the maximum amount of safety rating within that session to progress up. So, like on the road side, we would need to run 4 races to know. Now, how do you know what you need to progress? Well, there's this licenses tab here on the right hand side. If you click on it, it's going to take you to where all of your licenses are. And down here at the bottom, it's going to tell you that you're not ready for promotion. Safety rating, this one on oval 3.58, but we have not met our minimum participation requirements, or MPR. So this one, 0 out of 4 races, 0 out of 4 time trials. So I either need to do 4 races at C class or 4 time trials. Give me those time trials. I'm only going to gain about zero point 0.1 safety rating, but I'm already over my 3.0, so I just need to do 4 time trials. This one here, we're at a 2.62 safety rating. We've got to do 4 time trials. You figure if we do 4 time trials, we can probably get that safety rating up over a 3.0 right around the end of that and progress up. We might have to do 8 time trials, 10 time trials, but that's still better than running a bunch of races where you're going to get into an incident or where you're going to throw off and something's going to mess you up. So while it is kind of a faster way to get through your license classes, it does sometimes take a little bit longer because you've got to run enough sessions to get up over that 3.0 safety rating. So keep that in mind if you're looking to do this. It's super simple. Now, the part that's controversial, right, is that because you're the only car on track in this session, you're not really learning how to race around other people. And back in the day, that was a big thing with iRacing, was you time trial up to an A class, but you didn't know how to race around other cars. So what would happen, as soon as you got around other cars, your safety rating would take a tank, a 2x because you would run 100 corners with 0 incidents would lower your safety rating. A 12x would just really decimate your safety rating. So iRacing now has this great AI single player section. And this is a great way for you to go in and really kind of learn the basics of racecraft. Learn what it's like to race around someone. Learn what it's like to identify a wreck that's going to happen up ahead. What it's like to do a pit stop if you're in a series that needs pit stops. You can do all of that through AI. iRacing has seasons already set up within it. I usually just tell people go to the single race, you can set up the session how you want. You get in there, you do 5 minutes of practice. You do 2 laps of qualifying, 40-lap race, whatever it might be. Just whatever you need and whatever you feel like you want or have time for. You can do, instead of doing a lap counted race, you can do a timed race. Say you only have a half hour before you have to be somewhere. You want to spend 20 minutes on the sim. This is a great tool to use, is the AI racing. So you can go in, a bunch of the cars on iRacing are pre-selected with AI. So, if you know you want to run NASCAR trucks as a C-Class series, you can start out and you can teach yourself what it's like to run in a pack in the NASCAR trucks. You can do that here. If you're a big Cars Tour fan and you want to run late model stock before you get out of rookies, you can learn how to run late model stocks. And you can kind of go through all that. You can pick your track, a lot of the tracks on iRacing are in there. You can pick, if you're on a road course and you don't want to do a full lap under caution, you can do a short parade lap. Set automatic full course caution. You can turn that off if you're on road. Time of day. You can change the time of day to help you train. One big note if a track doesn't have lights, it will tell you that your race may end when it's dark. You can change your weather. So if you're a road course guy and you want to learn how to run in the rain, you can set this up to use forecasted weather in the rain. You can do all of these things to use as a training tool to learn how to race around other cars, and so that when you get into actual officials, you're not a liability. So I know this was a little bit different style video than what we've been doing. No actual on-track footage, but I thought it was really important for us to have this benchmark video. And if you guys have questions, you can find me team53racing.com. You can sign up for my fans only sponsorship, $10, get your name on my car. That's a really cool promo we have. Head over to my Facebook page, like it, share it with all your friends. Tell me you found a ton of information from us. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video too. It does a ton to help get our message out across YouTube, and it helps bring people in. It also helps support my local racing. And then if you are struggling, if you do have questions, by all means, reach out to me on Discord. If you don't have Discord, download it. Pretty much everybody who sim races has Discord. It's a great tool. You can join my Discord. I'm in it. I will send you a high five wave minutes after you join. We've got a nice little community that we're building up with people that love to help and love to support. So head on over there. And again, I hope this video was helpful. Hopefully it saves me from getting a few DMs over the course of the week, or I could just link them to this video and they can listen to me ramble like you guys have done. So I appreciate all the support, and we will see you guys in the next video.